My name is Kassie Troy. I go by she, her pronouns, and you can call me Cassie. I'm 19 years old. I guess I would describe myself as a transgender female, just because that's what I feel fits the best. And then for sexual identity, I identify as a homosexual or lesbian. To kind of put it lightly, it's been kind of like a rocky road. I know a lot of people say that, but it's just my household is a very Christian household. So my mother tried to raise both me and my sister and I as Lutheran or Protestant, and then my dad's a Baptist. So my mom's very religious. So it's kind of like a conflict there with what I want to do. And both my parents aren't that supportive. I've had that coming out story. I just kind of sat them down at, one night. It was like, a year and a half, 2 years after I felt the way I did. So I was kind of sure on what I wanted to do. So I sat them down on the couch with everybody, and it didn't go the way I wanted, obviously, but at least I got it out there. But my sister says she supports me wholeheartedly. So I guess I got one little wedge in. So yeah, it's been kind of rocky. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with my life because I've got to do it pretty much all myself. I won't have any financial support. So it's a little bit rough trying to figure that out. The thing about living in Jackson County is that it's, from what I've seen, it's a lot more of an accepting community than where I was living in Johnson County. So if in Johnson County, if someone knew you were a part of the LGBTQ community, it's kind of, I don't want to say frowned upon, but it's just kind of judged a little. Mm-hmm. But up here, everyone's so accepting and, honest. And so it's kind of hard to actually accept myself up here, because when I'm back home, I have to kind of act like a different person, if that makes sense. So I don't cause any conflict within, and so I don't out myself to people who don't know about it yet. So it's I have to act a different certain way. So it's a little bit different, but personally in Jackson County, I haven't really had any problems with it. I'm in an Eagle Scout fraternity. And so I've talked to the higher ups about that, about my situation. And they said, they don't have a problem with it. But they are going co-ed anyways. So it's not really going to be a problem with that. When I was going through the candidacy process, right before we were kind of initiated, I kind of had everyone in a group and said and just came out to them right then and there and just said I don't want anything, being rumor spread and just being infiltrated into the fraternity. So I'm gonna just say it now. And if you guys have a problem with it, then I'll just go ahead and go, kind of thing. And they were perfectly fine with it. They didn't have any problems with it whatsoever. They try to respect my pronouns best they can, and stuff like that. It's real accepting. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, get yourself out of your comfort zone. Because if you just kind of stay in your own little bubble and just keep with your little friend group or whatever, you're not really going to branch yourself outwards. You're not going to grow with your confidence level, especially if you're, going on T or E for transgender wise. If you don't boost your own self-confidence and have people confident in yourself, well, have people confident in you, if that makes sense, then it's more than likely then you're not going to take those steps to actually transition. So if you just get yourself out there and not be afraid to let people know who you are, then you're going to have a lot better experience going through life. I lack funding and I don't have the support, or I'm starting to get confidence, kind of, sort of. It's building. It's just hard finding people that are actually there for me for it. Of course, I've got, friends up here that accept me. My sister accepts me, but it's different when it comes to buying stuff for myself or stuff like that, because I'm not a very social person. And so I always feel I'm being judged or something like that. And of course not cool. It's just my mental process. I'm people are looking at me weird, kind of the way I want to be. I want to be able to fully transition over, because I'm obviously male to female. So I obviously want to fully transition over once I get the funding too, because I don't know what the situation is with people below 18. I think it's you have to go through a counselor, and the counselor has to approve your transgender, and then you can start doing it if you have the approval from your parents. But since I'm over 18, I can just do it whenever. I can just skip that step and just start whenever. But the only problem is I don't know where to get started on that. I don't have the funding for it. and I don't really want to I don't want to take out a loan for it because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to pay it back. So I'd rather just save up for it and just be done with the fee. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to wait till I'm like 40 to transition over. So if I just pull out like a loan, that could just solve all my problems easily. But it's just a matter of time, just figuring it out. LGBTQ community, it's just everyone's there for you, you know. Well, if you let them be, if you push people away, then obviously it's going to be harder.